Hi there, Ellwood City Wolverine fans. Welcome to the Lincoln High School Big Gym. I'm your host, Brad Windhorst. We bring you live coverage of tonight's matchup as the Ellwood City Wolverines look to take on the Neshannock Lancers. If you see on your screen right now, the Wolverines come into play 5-0, while Neshannock Lancers come in at 4-1. It's a battle of first versus second place in the MAC conference for volleyball. Those are the varsity win-loss records. So we'll be watching that game tonight. If you're catching us live right now, this is going to be the junior varsity game here. About ready to tip off in about, let's say, probably a couple minutes here. I have the clock down to seconds here, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit of a delay here. Scheduled for a 6 o'clock start. And then immediately after the junior varsity team is the varsity game. That will go on approximately 7:30 tonight. Tomorrow's action will be the Lady Wolverines taking on a, don't really know off the top of my head at the moment. They are away tomorrow night, so we will not be broadcasting that game tomorrow night. However, we'll be back at it on Thursday. So we will report the scores and the stats and the results as such. But we are bringing you 3 games this week, 2 of them live stream. So there's the horn. So this one should be starting here soon. We'll have the junior varsity first, followed by the varsity teams. We'll go through the lineups real quick for junior varsity. For the Wolverines, for JV is number 24, Alyssa Donley. Number 13, Morgan Hooker. 44 is Ellie Davis. Number 11 is Casey Barnett. Number 25 is Ellie Clantis. Number 12 is Claire Noble. Number 5 is Lana Nacera. And number 10 is Amelia Osterling. Finally, for the Wolverines is number 3, Kira Rosansky. So there is your junior varsity team for the Wolverines. We're a little bit a little bit behind schedule here. They did put 10 minutes up on the clock, so the Wolverines will get their session here. It'll be about a 6:05 start from the big gym. The head coach for the Wolverines is Jennifer Trudy. Sitting with the Wolverines 5-0. This is the first MAC conference game for the Wolverines, so they're sitting there at a great 5-0, but those 5-0 games don't really mean too much. Or check it. Yes, it does. I apologize. They're all conference games. It's been a Monday. It has been a Monday. Check that. Let me restart on that. All 5 games have been conference games. So they are 5-0 in the MAC conference. Looking to go 6-0 and get a 2-game lead on Neshannock. Now, it is a 14-game schedule. So every game counts for seeding-wise. And playoffs, I believe they're taking the top 3 teams. I'll have to check. Each sport's a little bit different, especially with the pandemic ordeal. They're taking less teams for playoffs, and it has changed everything across the board. So we'll make sure we keep up to date on that one. Now for the junior varsity team for Neshannock Lancers, starting with the sophomores down to the freshmen. JV, number 16 is Ryla Watts. Number 18 is Alexandra Quate. Number 2, Adriana Arnold. Number 25, Ali Blunda. Number 11, Ava DeVincentis. Number 12, Caitlin Fries. Number 19, Ali Giordano. Number 13, Kata McDowell. Number 23, Abby Measle. 14, Catherine Nativio. 22, Bella Parad. And rounding out the 9th graders for the Neshannock Lancers is number 15, Kata Steele. So there are your 2 rosters for the Wolverines and the Neshannock Lancers. If I butchered your name, I do apologize. We try to get all the names ahead of time, but usually for volleyball we get printed rosters and we move on. A couple notes here, as it is a Monday and we were full of action today for the Wolverines in sports and athletics. One of the first events today was about 10:30 this morning, which was the Tam O'Shanter High School Invitational for boys golf. The boys golf team did come out with a first place victory, so they win the Tam O'Shanter Invitational. That team includes head coach Mr. Barry and assistant coach Mr. Bill Baker. The contestants for the Wolverines was Joey Hudson, Milo Sesti, Jeffrey Boker, Zach Polajak, and Tyler Baker. So congrats, boys. They're back in action, I believe, tomorrow or Wednesday. The schedule always changes. They're sitting there, I believe, at 6-3, so I believe they're in the playoff hunt. But we'll keep you posted on those results and where they're headed potentially for playoffs. Other action today, we had the co-ed soccer. They were playing in a tough matchup against North Catholic. The last time I checked, it was 4-0 North Catholic. When we get a final score there and a couple pictures, we have posted them already up on Twitter and Facebook, but we will report that final score as soon as we can. Also coming in, just finishing up, was the girls' tennis teams. They were playing at Ewing Park Tennis Courts. They were already, they started at 3:30, and they already made it through 3 matches. They won all 3, so we're guaranteed a victory there. There was 2 more matches when I left that were still in play. So we'll have those results as well. Now with their win, the girls do, I believe, clinch playoffs. So that will set up another playoff team for the Wolverines. And then girls golf, they have a couple competitions. Tomorrow they've got Central Valley at home. Or sorry, check that. They're at Central Valley. They've got Shadow Lakes golf course, I think, in Aliquippa. So I believe that's tomorrow. They have technically, I think, clinched playoffs as well. So we're talking about 3 different teams here already. Boys golf, girls tennis, and girls golf that have clinched some type of playoff seeding. Now, we're not sure of exactly what's going to happen schedule-wise, what teams are making it just yet, as there's still a couple games to be played. But again, once we have those games and results come in, we'll let you know. We'll keep you posted on our website at www.ecwolverines.com. And again, if you want to catch this live stream or any of our live streams, whether it be for volleyball, coming up for the winter sports will be girls basketball, boys basketball, and wrestling indoors. Our football games, middle school as well as high school. You can also catch our live stream of the middle school girls basketball as they run on our Facebook Live, on our Facebook page. But you can catch all the action we have done so far this season on our website at www.ecwolverines.com. You click on fall sports, winter sports, spring sports, the whole works. All the sports are listed there. And then for our youth sports, so middle school grade, if you go under news, click on youth sports, we have all the Facebook live streams as well as our middle school football games recorded there. You can also check them out on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook, it's Ellwood City Wolverines. Twitter, it's at @EC_Wolverines. And then on YouTube, Ellwood City Wolverines. Again, if you go and subscribe on YouTube, the moment that we go live, you will be notified. It's great because if you have your device, the moment we go live, you'll get a notification. You click on it, it'll take you right to the link and the start of each of our broadcasts. So we're down to 2 minutes here. We'll take a short little break, and then we'll bring you action of tonight's matchup of the Neshannock Lancers JV versus Ellwood City Wolverines JV team. Okay, welcome back, folks. We're bringing you junior varsity matchup here between the Ellwood City Wolverines and the Neshannock Lancers, coming from Lincoln High School Big Gym. We're about ready to begin here as they go through their last little checks here. Again, if you're looking for the varsity game, that will be at 7:30 tonight, right after our stream. We'll just carry this stream. We'll have about a 30-minute break, 2 15-minute warm-up sessions for both varsity teams, and then we will chime right in with our varsity game. So here we go for the Wolverines. Our starters for the Wolverines is number 24, Alyssa Donley. Number 5, Elena Nasera. Number 44, Ellie Davis. Number 10, Amelia Osterling. Number 25, Ellie Calantis. Number 11, Casey Barnett. There are your 6 starters for the Wolverines. For Neshannock, number 1, Katie DiMuccio. Number 4, Marianne Haggerty. Number 19, Ali Giordano. Number 12, Caitlin Fries. Number 16, Ryla Watts. And your setter, number 21, is Addie Watts. Again, I do apologize if I butcher names. The Neshannock roster is a little bit small in my eyes. Getting a little bit old here. We're underway. And the first set and serve by number 19, Ali Giordano, hits the net, and the point will go to the Wolverines to start this match. So it's 1-0 Wolverines. Donnelly to serve. Setter number 21 over to number 12, up to number 4, and I think they're going to say a double touch by number 12, Caitlin Fries. So 2-0 early start here for the Wolverines. Serving once again is the featured athlete, shall we say, for the JV team, Donnelly. Setup goes to number 4, does get it across. Over to number 25, Calantis. Setting up for Donnelly. Back over to number 21. Good dig there by Calantis. Back to Barnett. Over to Nasera. Nasera drops it in. Back over to Calantis once again. Over to Nasera. Setting up for number 44, Ellie Davis. Off of number 21's hands. Addie Watts. And the point goes to the Wolverines. So an early start here for the Wolverines as Alyssa Donnelly picks up where she left off last week with the serving. Serve is by number 24, Donnelly. Serve comes in hot. Set up by number 21 over to number 12. Setting up number 1. It's Katie DiMuccio. Donnelly with the swing. Goes off of number 16, Ryla Watts, out of bounds. And it's now 4-0 Wolverines. So 4 straight points by the Wolverines. Donnelly to serve. Serve comes in right over to number 21 once again. Set up for number 1. And unfortunately hits the net, and that's Katie DiMuccio once again. And that is another point for the Wolverines. Now 5-0. Donnelly to serve once again. Good quality serve. Sitting right up. Number 4, and it drops. So good kill there by number 4, Marianne Haggerty. And it's 5-1 now. Serving for Neshannock Lancers is number 12, Caitlin Fries. So it comes in. Donnelly gets the hit over and unfortunately goes out of bounds. It's now 5-2. So good serve there by number 12. Fries once again. Donnelly hits it over the net. Tapped over by number 4. Back at it is Nasera. Hit up in the air for number 11. Setting up for number 1. Good dig there by Donnelly. Back to Donnelly again. She gets it over. And unfortunate play there between 11 and number 4. 11 just shortchanged it, which was Ava DeVincentis over number 11, or sorry, number 4. Number 4, Marion Haggerty, has the tallness, the length for the Neshannock Lancers, so we'll see how that net play comes into play factor-wise. Serving was number 5, Elena Nasser. She unfortunately hits the net. So it's now 6-3, early first set here for the junior varsity. Coming in is number 18 for Neshannock, Alexandra Quate. Serve comes in, set up by Barnett. Over to Osterling, back over to Barnett, and a little too far. Ball goes out of play, and it's 6-4 now. Serving for Neshannock is their tall player at the net is number 4. Hit goes over by number 1, set up for Barnett. Over to Nasera, back to Donley. Donley swings. Setup comes to the Neshannock Lancers. Number 1 once again, right at the net. And a good hit there by number 18 who subbed in, Alexander Quate. It falls, and it's now 6-5. So Neshannock making a couple good plays here. Serve again by Haggerty. Unfortunately, he shortchanges it just a little bit. The point will go to the Wolverines, 7-5. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 44, Ellie Davis. Good serve by Davis. Getting it over is Quate. Nasera with the setup. Back to Nasera. She taps it over. Fortunate long reach there by Davis, but it drops. Shot was, I believe, by number 11. And the point goes to Neshannock, so now 7-6. Serving is number 1, Katie DiMuccio. Hits the net, so the point will go to the Wolverines, 8-6, first set. Serving is number 10, Amelia Osterling. Serve comes in, nice good serve. Set up by number 4, Haggerty. Osterling gets it back over to Clantis, over to Nasera, and Nasera taps it over, net. Nasera back again, up to Donley, up to Davis. Davis hits it hard, good set. Over to number 19. Unfortunately, number 19 shortchanges it. Ali Giordano into the net. And it's now 9-6 Wolverines. Osterling again. Good serve. Set up by Neshannock. Over by number 19. Right at the net again. Unfortunately, number 25, Ellie Calantis, can't get the ball up in the air, and it drops. Point for Neshannock, 9-7. Serving for Neshannock is going to be number 21, Addie Watts. It's a little bit tough right now because the numbers are out of order for me. Usually we like the numbers in order so that way I can go right to it. But nonetheless, Addie Watts with the serve. Sarah sets it up for Barnett. Barnett taps it over. Comes back to number 1, and unfortunately drops right in front of Osterling. That was shot by Katie DiBuccio with the kill. It's now 9-8 Wolverines. Again by 21, Addie Watts. Serve comes in. Set up by the Wolverines. Sarah taps it over. So it comes over to number 19. Fortunately, Giordano hits it into the net, and the point will go to the Wolverines, now 10-8. Now serving for the Wolverines is number 25, Ellie Calantis. Good sit up there by Haggerty. A little bit deep for Giordano, Ali Giordano, and the point will go to the Wolverines. 11-8, first set from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Galantis with the serve. Set up by Neshannock. Over to Giordano. Giordano hits it just a little bit long once again. Point for the Wolverines. It's now 12-8. Serve coming in by Galantis. Serve unfortunately goes out of bounds. So the point will go to Neshannock. It's 12-9 Wolverines. Serving now for Neshannock Lancers is number 18, Alexandra Quate. She unfortunately hits it into the net. Point back to the Wolverines. Coming in for Quate is number 16, Ryla Watts. Serving for the Wolverines is number 11, Barnett. Good shot by Casey. Haggerty gets back over. Back to Galantis. Set up for Nacera. Over to Davis. Davis taps it over. Set up right at the net. Tap back over by Nacera. Good dig there by Barnett. I think they're going to say a double touch by Neshannock. So the point will go to the Wolverines. It's now 14-9 first set. Serve again is number 11, Barnett. Good serve. Almost catches the Neshannock Lancers off, and unfortunately comes back and catches the Wolverines off guard. So 14-10. Hit goes over to Davis. I think they're going to say carry or double touch by the Wolverines. So point for Neshannock. It's 14-11. Wolverines JV team comes into play 3-2. Fortunate miscommunication there. Point goes Neshannock, and all of a sudden 3 straight points by Neshannock has the score now 14-12. Subbing in is number 3, Kira Rosansky for the Wolverines. Coming out is number 10, Amelia Osterling. Serve comes in by Giordano. Nice serve by Giordano, and it drops. So that's a point, 14-13. Neshannock with 4 straight points. And we'll have a quick timeout by the Wolverines, 14-13, first set. Okay, we're returning out of the timeout. It's 14-13 Neshannock. Serve comes in by Giordano. Over to Galantis, sets up Nacera. Nacera over to Davis. Davis hits it back over to the side of Neshannock. Come back over is DiMuccio. I think they're going to say net play by number 1, Katie DiMuccio. So the point will go back to the Wolverines. Or check that. Check that. So they're going to say net play by the Wolverines. So it's 14 apiece. Setup goes over to Rosansky. Tap back over. What a good kill by number 1, DiMuccio. And all of a sudden, Neshannock takes the 15-14 lead. So first lead change of the match. Giordano to Galantis, up to Nacera, over to Davis. Davis hits it a little too deep. Neshannock now up 16-14. Giordano with a good run here of points. That's 7 straight. And Jinxed one again. Once again, I jinxed them. Wolverines, Donley gets it home. And that stops the string of points by number 19, Giordano. Serving once again is Alyssa Donley. Good serve by Donley. Haggerty gets it over to Clantis. Clantis up to Nacera. Up over is Calantis. Coming back is Haggerty. Right back at her is Davis. Good play by Davis. Putting it back where it came. We got a tie game, 16 apiece. First set from Lincoln High School, Big Jim. Serve coming in by Donley. Good serve once again. Set up for Demuccio. Calantis gets the dig. Over to Davis. Davis taps it home. Fortunate play there. Clint goes off Calantis' arm. And the point goes to Neshannock. 17-16 first set. So serving for Neshannock Lancers is number 12, Caitlin Fries. Serve is just a little bit short. And the point will go back to the Wolverines, 17 apiece. Coming out for number 12 Fries is number 22. First time I believe we see her tonight, Bella Parad. Served by Nacera. Comes over to Muccio. Set up by Donley. Set up to Nacera. Over to Davis. Davis taps it home. Back over to the Lancers. Demuccio. Set up by Donley once again. Up to Nacera. Over to Davis. Tap once again. Back over to Demuccio a third time. And this time they're going to say net play by the Wolverines. Touching it wise, so the point will go to Neshannock, 18-17. Coming back in is number 18, Alexandra Quate. Serving is number 4, Marianne Haggerty. Serve goes, well, they're going to say it was in. Interesting. So they're going to say the serve was in. So the point will go to Neshannock, 19-17. Serve once again by Marianne Haggerty. Comes in nice and hot, and unfortunately it hits the net and it drops. Unfortunate there for the Wolverines as they had it set up. And all of a sudden, 3 straight points by Neshannock has them within 5 of the set. Deep serve by Haggerty. Point goes back over to the Wolverines, 20-18. Coming in for the Wolverines is number 12, Claire Noble. Coming out is number 11, Casey Barnett. Serve comes in by Davis. Good serve. Set up for number 1, Demuccio. Right back where it came from. Back over to Demuccio. Unfortunately, a good kill. A good strike by Neshannock. It falls. It's 21-18 now. Serving now is number 1, Demuccio. Serve comes in. Donley over to Nacera. Nacera tries to tap it home and unfortunately hits it right into the net. Point for Neshannock, and it's 22-18. And timeout Wolverines, 22-18, Neshannock Lancers. First set, we'll take a timeout with them. Okay, coming back to the action, it's 22-18 Wolverines. First set from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Serve comes in by Neshannock. Goes over to Claire Noble, who does get it home. Her first kill of the night, first opportunity, and it drops. So it's 22-19 now. Big point there by the Wolverines. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 3, Kira Rosansky. Serve comes into play. Setting up for number 22 for Neshannock, Bella Parad. And Neshannock Lancers are just 2 points away from this first set win. Coming in is number 12. Serving now for the Neshannock Lancers is number 21, Addie Watts. Serve comes in. Right into the net. Point back to the Wolverines. Again, if you're new to volleyball, especially for JV, it's the best of 3 sets. To 25 points, win by 2. Serving is Ellie Calantis. Over to number 19, Giordano. Good dig by number 25, Calantis. Back over to Neshannock's side, back to Giordano. Back to Calantis. Setting up for Nasser, over to number 12, Noble. Hits the rafters, and unfortunately it drops. So this is a perfect time. To explain about the rafter stuff. If the ball does hit the rafters and it stays on your side, it is still live. If it hits the rafters, goes over to the other side, then it's the opposing team's point. So there's a little bit of clarification on that, so we'll talk about the rafters. You'll see that in play definitely tonight. Serving is Neshannock for the first set. Good serve by Neshannock. Good play by Lena Nacera. And unfortunately, it does drop. So the first set is won by Neshannock. So first set, 25-21 in favor of Neshannock. So we'll take a little break with your JV team. Down 1-0 early here. Action from the Lincoln High School Big Gym. We'll bring you second set action here shortly. Okay, welcome back, folks. Second set from Lincoln High School Big Gym. It is your junior varsity Ellwood City Wolverines taking on your Neshannock Lancers. We're in the second set, as the first set was won by Neshannock 25-21. The best of three. So the Wolverines will have to win the next two. If not, then Neshannock will win this match. JV comes into play 3-2. Okay, here we go. Serving is the Wolverines, number 24, Alyssa Donley. Let's see what she can do in the first set. She had a couple points in a row for the Wolverines. Good set up here for the Wolverines. Over to Ellie Davis. Ellie Davis hits it home. Comes back up to play. Over to number 18, Alexandra Quate, and unfortunately does not make it over the net. So point will go to the Wolverines to start the second set. Donley once again. Good serves all night long. Back over, unfortunately, to number 22. She shook her head, Bella Prod. She kind of had a feeling it was a little too deep. And it's 2-0 Wolverines second set. Donley once again. Comes over to number 13. New insert for the Lancers. Kata McDowell. Ball will come over to number 14, Catherine Natavio. Unfortunately goes out of bounds, and it's an early 3-0 lead for the Wolverines. Serving once again is Donley. Serve comes in, another good quality serve. And just like the first set, Wolverines come out with all the points. It was 6-0 first set, now 4-0 second set. Good serve once again. It drops middle, but it is played by Neshannock. Good tap over by Nasser, and it drops. 5-0 second set. Nasser has been notorious for that little tap over the net, and it has dropped most of the times. Donley once again, a little bit too long on the serve. And the point will go to Neshannock. 5-1 second set. Subbing out is number 2, Adriana Arnold. Coming in is number 12, Caitlin Fries. Serving for Neshannock is number 11, Ava DeVincentis. Good play by the Wolverines to get it over, but unfortunately, here's where it's a little bit annoying as well. If it hits the rafter coming over, it's a point for the opposing team. So point goes to Neshannock, 5-2. Basically what to say is it's your job to keep the ball low enough to get it over. Ball goes off of Claire Noble's hands, number 12. And unfortunately, the point goes to Neshannock, and all of a sudden it's 5-3 now. Serving once again, number 11, Ava DeVincentis. Over to Kira Rosansky, taps and finds the home spot. Wide open shot there by Rosansky, just picking and choosing where to shoot it. And it goes down at 6-3 Wolverines. Serving is number 5, Lena Nasera. Serve comes in. Comes near the net. Play does not get over, and it's now 7-3 Wolverines. Sarah with the serve. Comes back over to Wolverines side, back over to Noble. Set up for number 18, Alexandra Quate. Unfortunately, she taps it into the net. 8-3 Wolverines. So Neshannock doing a full substitution. It almost looks like they have 3 teams that they can sport here. So they switched the entire JV group. Ellie Davis over the top, hits it home. And the point goes to the Wolverines, now 9-3. Serving is Nasera. Fortunately, off of number 15, Kata Steele. A point will go down, and a quick timeout by Neshannock. And it is 10-3, second set. Your Wolverines down by 1. Back to the action here. Second set, 10-3 Wolverines. Some really good serving so far by Donley and Nacera in his second set. Comes back over to Quate. Quate hits it. Good setup by Donley. Over to Noble. Noble then hits it over to Davis. Right at the net. It falls, and a point will go to the Wolverines, 11-3. Again, it's a best of 3 for JV. First to 25 has to win by 2. If not, you play on. Sarah with the serve. Comes back over to the Wolverines. Sarah back again over to Davis. Davis hits it home. Good swing by Davis. And it's 12-3 Wolverines. So once again, good serving by the Wolverines. So it comes back to the Wolverines. Hit over by Davis. Set for Quate, back to Noble, over to Nacera. Setting up is Rosansky, and it somehow drops. Kind of caught off guard, but she does get it over. And it's now 13-3. Serve once again by Nacera. Good serve, goes out of bounds. And it is a point for the Wolverines, now 14-3. So Nacera rolling off some really good points here for the Wolverines. That is 9 points on this serving. Right to the net, Davis taps it over, and it drops off of the Neshannock Lancers player, out of bounds. And it's now 15-3. Wolverines playing very well this second set. Sarah. Ball. Does not make it across. And it is now 16-3. Where was this first set? Wow. Some really good stuff from Nacera. And they're going to be making a couple subs here for Neshannock. And the Wolverines. Coming in as number 10 for Wolverines, Osterling. For number 3, Rosansky. Coming out as number 12, Fries. Coming in, I believe, is number 11, I believe. Yep, number 11, Ava DeVencis. Back over to Calantis. Calantis hits it. Good hit by Calantis. Back to number 21 for Neshannock. Ball goes out of bounds. Number 21 being Addie Watts. It is now 17-3 Wolverines. Making some quick movement of this set. Sarah once again, another good serve. Setup goes over to number 13. Back to Nacera. Set up for Ostring over to Davis. Good swing by Davis. Comes back to number 22, who hits it a little too hard. Isabella Parad. And now 18-3 Wolverines. Coming out is number 12, Claire Noble. Coming back in is number 11, Casey Barnett. Sarah. Okay, so a quick little substitution issue there. We're good. So we'll reserve here. 18-3 Wolverines, second set. Down 1. Good serve once again. Back to number 21. And unfortunately, it hits Davis's arm at the net, and it drops. So that was a long string of points for the Wolverines, as it's now 18-4 Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines is number 6, or sorry, for the Lancers is number 16 out, Ryla Watts. Serve comes in a little too hard. Point goes back to the Wolverines, 19-4. Serving is going to be number 44, Davis. Serving has been the name of the game for the Wolverines, and there it is. Point for the Wolverines, 20-4. Davis once again. Another good serve. Ball goes over to number 13. Dig by Calantis. Back over to Barnett, and unfortunately they're going to say net play. A double touch by the Wolverines. So the point will go to Neshannock, now 20-5. Nope, check that. I'm mistaken. They're going to say a double touch by Neshannock Lancers. So it's 21-4. I do apologize. Serving again is Davis. Serve comes in. Nice serve once again. Back to Calantis, who sets up. Unfortunately, she got caught off guard there a little bit. Was the Wolverines' line there. Now it's 21-5 Wolverines. Second set. Serving is going to be number 13. Kata McDowell. Fortunately goes off of Donnelly out of bounds. Point back to Neshannock, 21-6. McDowell once again to Davis. To Nasera, over to Barnett. Barnett taps it home. They're going to say, I believe, a double touch again by Barnett. Oh, check that. They're going to say net play. It's a little bit hard to see every once in a while what they call. Nonetheless, 22-6 here. Hit out of bounds by Neshannock. I believe that was number 16. Ryla Watts. It's now 23-6 Wolverines. Serve by Ostring comes in. Good serve, and it drops. And just like that, the Wolverines are serving for set point, second set here. Looking to set up a third set. Serve by Ostring comes in. Good serve once again, nice and deep. And unfortunately, it drops. And a nice set by the Wolverines. 25-6 victory for the Wolverines. So we will have a third set. So third set is best of 15, win by 2. If not, you continue to play on until somebody wins by 2. We'll take a little time out here from Lincoln High School Big Gym. It's 1 apiece for the junior varsity volleyball team. Okay, folks, coming back to the action here. Third set from Lincoln High School Big Gym. It is your Wolverines winning that second set, 25-6. While Neshannock won the first set, 25-21. So we will have a third set here to determine who wins the junior varsity matchup. Again, the Wolverines come into play for the JV team, 4-3. Or sorry, check that, 3-2. Just coming up with numbers now. So serving for Neshannock will be number 19, Giordano. This third set's about ready to begin here. Serve comes in. Quickly off of the Wolverine defender, Noble. That's a quick start for Neshannock. Neshannock subs back in their starters, shall we say. Again, Neshannock has listed 23 players, so they rotate in for their JV group, a second group. Comes back to Davis. Davis hits it home. Back over to Neshannock, back over to Nasera, back to Noble, who spikes it. Good net presence there by Neshannock. Giordano back over to Nasera, back over to Donley. Donley who hits it, and unfortunately, not only did she go out of bounds, but she also hit the net. And it's an early 2-0. Oh. It's an early 2-0 lead in the match. Oh, they're going to say net play off of Neshannock. So one apiece. I do apologize. It's a little bit harder to see what's being called here for some reason. Donley, number 24, serving for the Wolverines. Good serve all night long, all three sets. Setup goes to DiMuccio. Over to Nasera, back to Donley, but they're going to say double touch by Nasera. So now it's 2-1. Couple subs for the Wolverines, or sorry, for the Neshannock Lancers. Come back in. Serving now is number 22, Bella Parade. Serve comes in. Nice serve. Set up by Calantis. Over to Rosansky. Back to Noble. Unfortunately, strikes it into the net. It's now 3-1. Serving is Parade once again. Serve comes in. Set up by Noble. Over to Nasera. Back to Davis. And unfortunately, they're going to say double touch on Nasera. Quickly, it's 4-1 Neshannock. Serve comes in. Set up by Noble, over to Calantis, over to Davis. Davis unfortunately doesn't make it over. And all of a sudden it's 5-1 and the Wolverines are going to take a quick timeout. Third set action from Lincoln High School Big Gym. It's 5-1 Neshannock. Back to serve here. Neshannock up 5-1, third set in the JV group. Serve comes in to Calantis, over to Nasera. Nasera sets up Davis. Davis off of number 19, Giordano. And it drops out of bounds. It's now 5-2. Wolverines getting their second point here. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 5, Elena Nasera. Good serve by Elena. And they're going to say a double touch by Neshannock. Point will go to the Wolverines. 5-3 now. Again, I believe it's to 15. You have to win by 2. If you don't win, or you're not up by 2, they play on. Goes over number 1, DiMuccio. Sarah taps, and unfortunately she hit it downward into the net. Point goes to Neshannock, 6-3. Couple serves once again for Neshannock. Coming in is number 18, Quate. Serving now is number 4, as Marianne Haggerty. Unfortunately, her serve does go out of bounds. So point back to the Wolverines, 6-4. Serving now is Davis for the Wolverines. Serve comes in. Good serve by Davis. Double hit by Neshannock. Point goes to the Wolverines, now 6-5. Fortunately short by Davis. It's now 7-5 Neshannock. Serving is number 1, Katie DiMuccio. Serve comes in, nice serve, set up by Donnelly over to Nasser. Nasser up to Noble. Noble spikes it. May have gone out of bounds, but they played it nonetheless, and it drops for Ellwood. 7-6. Serving now is number 3, Kira Rosansky. Serve comes in, good serve by Rosansky. Nice spiral, and it drops. We're tied. 7-7 third set. Timeout Neshannock. We got a good one brewing here. 7-all, third set from Lincoln High School, Big Jim. Okay, folks, back to the action here. 7 apiece, third set. Serving is number 3, Kira Rosansky for the Wolverines. Serve comes in. Good serve once again. Nice deep. 22 is not able to get it over. Point for the Wolverines, battling back. So fortunate there for Bella Parad, who cannot get the ball over. Serve once again goes to Rosansky. Serve comes in. Good serve once again for Rosansky. Point for the Wolverines, and it's now 9-7. Wolverines battling back in this set. Served by Rosansky. Goes over to number 22, and unfortunately she hits it out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines, now 10-7. Served by Rosansky again. Serve comes in. Nice serve. Hit up number 19, Giordano. She does hit it. Davis hits it. Calantis gets it. And unfortunately, not hard enough for Rosansky. Point goes to Neshannock, now 10-8. Couple subs here for Neshannock. Number 12, Fries, and number 25 is coming in, Ali Blundo. See her first action in this game. Serving is number 11, Ava DeVincentis. I change the name every single time. Ball does drop inbounds between Davis and Rosansky, so it's now 10-9. So Ava, good serving once again. DeVincentis, we'll say. Ava DV. Nasser over to Noble. Noble gets it home, and they're going to count it. Point for the Wolverines, now 11-9. Serving is Calantis. Good serve by Calantis in the corner. Comes over to number 5, Blundo, and unfortunately it goes into the net. Point for the Wolverines, now 12-9. Calantis with the serve. Setup goes over. Davis. Sarah over to Donley, and unfortunately just out of bounds, 12-10. So check that. They're going to say, I think they're going to say that it was in or something happened at the net, and it's now 13-9. Well, point right back to Neshannock is at 13-10. Again, not really clear what happens sometimes here. If it's a net play or if it's a bad hit or bad touch, not really sure, but nonetheless, it's 13-10. Serving is Quate for Neshannock. Serve goes out of bounds. Point back to the Wolverines. And they are looking to win this set and match here. Got to win by 2. They're up by 4. Serving is number 12, Claire Noble. Serve comes in. Goes over to, back to number 12. It is a double touch. And that is a victory for your Wolverines. They win the third set, 15-10. So EC wins 2-1. They do improve to 4-2 for JV. We're going to take a short little break between the two teams. There will be about a 20-minute segment here for both teams. Or sorry, check that, about a 15-minute segment for each team. So we will be going live again for the varsity matchup here at 7:30. It's 7 o'clock. So we will see you guys here in about 30 minutes. We'll leave the camera on. We're going to leave this stream open. We're just going to mute ourselves. So we'll let you guys watch the warm-up, and we'll bring you varsity matchup between your Wolverines and the Neshannock Lancers. welcome Ellwood City Wolverines fans, as well as Neshannock Lancers fans. Tonight we bring you the matchup we've all been waiting for all weekend long for Monday, as we bring you live coverage of the Ellwood City Wolverines Varsity Volleyball matchup as they take on the Neshannock Lancers. Both teams come into play with very good records. Ellwood City leading the MAC Conference with a 5-0 record, followed closely by Neshannock with a 4-1 record. Wolverines will look to get some separation here as we have a 14-game season, and we're nearing the halfway mark. Each team will play each other 7 times at each event, so you get 7 and 7, and you get 14. So tonight's action, we'll be starting here about 7:30. Neshannock Lancers are coming in with that 4-1 record, while the Wolverines picked up 2 good wins last week. They played a very good conference game against Neshannock, got taken to 5 sets after they had a 21-16 lead in that 3rd set. Neshannock won 2 sets in a row, but the Wolverines prevailed in the 5th set, come from behind to win that one 3 sets to 2. And they followed up Tuesday's matchup on Thursday as they easily defeated the Mohawk Warriors 3-0 to improve to 5-0 on the season. We'll run through the lineups here very, very shortly. We're about, give or take, 30 seconds or so before this one begins. We'll have the officials check the game balls. They'll look at the rosters. They'll have the players come out onto the court, play our national anthem, and then we'll go through the starting lineup. I'm your host, Brad Windhorse. We have a lot of coverage for the next couple of weeks, as a couple of the Wolverine teams are gearing up for playoffs. I believe at least 3 teams so far have clinched playoffs. That's boys golf, and girls tennis. So we'll start with the national anthem, and then we'll have our rosters. All right, here we go. Starting roster for Neshannock Lancers. Number 3, Erlen Nogan. Number 1, Katie DiMuccio. Number 24, Jenna Gleese. Number 4, Marion Haggerty. Number 10, Maya Morozek. Number 21, Addie Watts. Number 8, Zoe Vitale. Number 9, Alexa Vitale. Number 6, Madison DiMatteo. And number 7, Julia Germon. And now for your Wolverines. Junior, number 8, Callie Barnett. Number 2, Angelina Ricciuti. Number 14, Angelina Nardone. Number 20, Jenna Vedica. Number 22, senior Danielle McCown. Number 7, Brianna Reisinger. And senior number 23, Maria Iannelli. Your Wolverines are coached by head coach Jenna Ricciuti. Score will be kept in the bottom right corner. The white box with the black letters is the number of points for each set. The black box with the white numbers is the number of sets won. It is a best of 5, so you have to win 3. If you go 5 full sets, the 5th set is to the best of 15. Regular sets 1 through 4 is 2 to 25, and you have to win by 2. If you are not up by 2, we play on until somebody gets a 2-point lead. So good matchup here. We expect this each week from here on out, as every game is a conference game for the Wolverines. But more importantly, when you're sitting there at the top of the MAC conference, everybody's trying to dethrone you from the top. So 5-0 Wolverines versus 4-1 Neshannock. Officials on the far side will check the rosters, make sure everybody's in the correct position, wearing the correct number. They'll do their substitutions here and there. We always have a coin toss during the match to figure out who goes and serves first. And that will be the Wolverines. So the Wolverines will start off our match. Serving for the Wolverines is number 14, Angelina Nardone. The Battle of the MAC is underway. Serve comes in by the Wolverines. Setting up as number 4, Haggerty. Good dig by Vedica. Goes over to Iannelli. Iannelli hits it over. Almost drops in. Setup goes to number 5, Barnett. Unfortunately, Barnett hits it to no one. And the opening set point goes to Neshannock Lancers. Serving for the Lancers is number 3, Erlyn Noga. Serve comes in at good. Serve, good dig by number 20, Vedica. And unfortunately, they're going to say that Neshannock hit the net first. So point will go to the Wolverines, and it's 1 apiece. Lincoln High School Big Gym. Nice crowd here for this volleyball game. Serving is number 22, senior Danielle McCown. Good serve by McCown. Comes over to number 8. The ball goes into the net by number 8, Zoe Vitale. And it's a 2-1 lead early for the Wolverines. McCown once again with the serve. Nice serve. Unfortunately hits off the net and drops right beside Haggerty. And the point goes to the Wolverines. 3-1 EC. McCown with the serve once again. Good quality serves by the Wolverines to start this matchup. 9 gets it over. Tipped up by Iannelli. Back over to Iannelli once again. Nice shot, but unfortunately wide. And the point will go to Neshannock. You will see a bunch of substitutions on both sides. Both teams have setters. So you have that one person that can rotate in and out with no change. Quick serve there off McCown. And it's now 3 apiece. Serve comes in, set up by Barnett. And unfortunately, Barnett runs right into McCown. And a couple points here in a row for Neshannock, and it's now 4-3 Neshannock. Serve comes in by number 6, and unfortunately it goes and hits the net. Madison to Matteo, and the point will go to the Wolverines, now 4 apiece. Serve comes in by number 20, Vedica. Comes over to number 10. 14 makes a good play by the Wolverines. Back to number 14. Good dig there by Vedica. Setting up McCown. McCown strikes. Gets it over to number 10. Set up by McCown. Back over to Reisinger. Strikes it home. What a shot by Reisinger. And it's now 5-4 Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines is number 20, Jenna Vedica. Serve comes in. Setting up number 8, who taps it over. Back over to the Wolverines. Setting up Ionelli, comes right back to their side, and it's a point for Neshannock, 5 apiece. Substitutions for Neshannock. Coming out is number 7, Julia German. Coming in is number 21, Addie Watts. Served by Neshannock over to Reisinger, who strikes it home. That's the second time. We saw during warm-ups, Reisinger was trying to test that spike, and unfortunately it hasn't been going very well, but after warm-ups, Reisinger looks like she's ready to go. Serving now is senior number 23, Maria Ionelli. Good quality serve right back to her. Setting up Nardone, taps it home. Back over to the Wolverines side. Nardone over to Reisinger. Right back at her. Back over is Ionelli. Deep hit. It's right to the net. It drops. Point for the Wolverines. 7-5 Wolverines. Early first set here from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Serving is number 23, Ionelli. Right to the net once again. A little tap over, but out of bounds. And it's now 8-5 Wolverines. Served by number 23, Ionelli. Comes in. Setup goes to number 10, who unfortunately clubs it downward. Was number 10, Maya Mrazek. And the point goes to the Wolverines. 9-5. Ionelli with a couple good serves here for the Wolverines. Serve comes in, another good serve. Setting up is number 21, Addie Watts. It hits the net, and it's now 10-5 Wolverines. First set from Lincoln High School Big Gym. Okay, coming back out of the timeout. It's an early 10-5 lead for the Wolverines. First set, serving is senior number 23, Ionelli. Set up for Neshannock. Comes right back to Ionelli. Nardone over to McCown. Good strike by McCown. Neshannock does get it back over. Good play. Set up for Retruti. And they're going to say a net play by the Neshannock Lancers. So the point will go to the Wolverines, and now it's 11-5 EC. Ionelli with the serve. It drops. Back over to McCown, up to Nardone, setting up. Reisinger, and unfortunately she clubs it. Unfortunate setup there by Nardone, and the point goes to Neshannock. Neshannock serves. Serve comes into Vedeka. Up to Nardone. Right back over to Wolverine side. McCown. Ionelli gets it over. Setup comes to number 21. Neshannock. Good dig by number 23, senior Ionelli. Good setup here by Nardone. Ionelli once again taps it over. It hits the rafter, still in play, and it drops. Good play there by number 23, Ionelli. Some really good action here tonight, folks. Some really good play, just like last week. 12-6 Wolverines. Good serve there by Retrudy. Comes over to number 21, this time out of bounds. They're going to say it was out. Addie Watts. Point for the Wolverines, 13-6. Serving is number 2, Retrudy. Good quality serve. Did hit the rafter, comes over. Good setup by Ionelli. Vedeka, unfortunately, can't get a good quality hit. And the point will go to Neshannock, 13-7. Serving now for Neshannock Lancers is number 9, Alexa Vitale. Serve comes in, good quality serve, good dig there by Ionelli. Setting up, Reisinger comes right back to the Wolverine side. And it's a point Neshannock, 13-8. Vitale with the serve. Vedeka with the setup. Over to Reisinger. Reisinger taps it. And it is out of bounds. Point goes to Neshannock, now 13-9. Serving is Vitale. Serve comes in. Set up by Ionelli. To Nardone, over to McCown, who spikes it home. Set up by Neshannock, number 21. Retrudy. Up to Nardone. Nardone hits it over, but they're going to say net play by Neshannock. It's a point for the Wolverines, 14-9. Subbing back in is number 8, Barnett. So it comes in by Reisinger. Set up for Neshannock. Good hit there. Good strike by number 6, Madison DiMatteo. And it's 14-10. Serving now for the Lancers is number 7, Julia German. Reisinger sets it up. Nardone back to Reisinger. Reisinger with a good strike. Set up for Haggerty. Back over to Wolverines. McCown, who strikes it home. Good strike by senior number 22, Danielle McCown. It's now 15-10. Serve by Nardone. Deep serve, and unfortunate out of bounds. It's now 15-11. Serve comes in for Neshannock. Set up for Vedeka. Nardone, unfortunately out of bounds. Point for Neshannock, 15-12. Serving for the Lancers is number 3, Erilyn Noga. Reisinger taps it out of bounds, and it's now 15-13. So the Wolverine lead going away here just a little bit. Serve once again for the Lancers, comes in, Vedeka sets it up for Nardone, over to McCown. McCown strikes it home, and it will drop. 16-13. Serving now for the Wolverines is number 22, senior Danielle McCown. Up 16-13 in this first set. Lincoln High School, Big Jim. Good serve by McCown. Catches the Lancers wall off guard. 17-13. McCown serving. Good quality serve by McCown. Comes back to Ionelli. Tip back over to Wolverines side, and it drops for Neshannock. 17-14. Now serving is number 6, Madison DiMatteo for the Lancers. Good quality serves. Good serve by DiMatteo. It falls. It's now 17-15. I think this would be probably one of our better serving matchups here. Both teams quality serves, both sides. Good set up there. Set over by Barnett. Unfortunately out of bounds. 17-16 Wolverines. And a quick timeout by the Wolverines as their lead has kind of fallen apart. Wolverines first set, 17-16. Okay, out of the timeout, 17-16 Wolverines with the lead. Both teams have been playing fairly well, fairly even so far in this matchup. DiMatteo with the serve. Good dig there by Barnett. Comes back to Neshannock. Set up by number 10. Strikes it home is Maya Mrazek. And this one's all tied up 17 apiece. Serving now for the Lancers is DiMatteo once again. Set up by McCown. Up to Nardone. Off to Ionelli. Ionelli strikes it, but unfortunately it's out of bounds. And all of a sudden, the Lancers take the lead 18-17. Serve once again. McCown. Off to Nardone. Back over to Ionelli. Gets the ball over. Set up to Haggerty, gets it over. McCown, Nardone, back to McCown. Strikes it home, unfortunately out of bounds. And all of a sudden, Neshannock reeling off some points here in a row, has a 2-point lead. The run of good serves by number 6, Madison DiMatteo, ends there as the ball hits the net. And it's now 19-18. Serving is number 20, Jenna Vedica for the Wolverines. Serve comes in. Hit by number 10. McCown sets it up. Nardone off to Reisinger. It drops for a point. And we're tied up 19 apiece. Again, if you're just joining us, first serve from Lincoln High School Big Gym. It's varsity volleyball. Ellwood City versus Neshannock. Serve comes in by Vedica. Deep hits here. Ball will get over by number 8. Nardone setting up Reisinger, who unfortunately shortchanges it. Point for Neshannock. 20-19. So you played a 25, have to win by 2. Serve comes in for Neshannock. Vedica sets it up for Nardone, sets up Reisinger. Reisinger's good strike by the Wolverines. Sets up number 21, Addie Watts, and it drops off the Wolverine wall. Neshannock up by 2, 21-19. Serving for Neshannock. There's number 24, Jenna Giles. Or Gleese, sorry. Ball goes out of bounds, so point for Wolverines, now 20-21. Ionelli, the senior, serving. Good serve. Setting up the wall. Good dig by Vedeka, setting up Nardone. Back to Ionelli, who hits it over. It drops for the point. And we're all tied once again, 21. Whew. Good looking first set by both teams. Serving is Ionelli. Good quality serve once again. Unfortunately, it drops off the wall by number 8. Zoe Vitale. It's now 22-21 Neshannock. Serving is number 8, Vitale. Vedeka to Nardone, setting up Reisinger. Hit comes right back to her. And unfortunately, the point will go to Neshannock, as they got a 2-point lead now, 23-21. Serve once again, Vitale coming in. Good setup by McCown. Nardone taps it over. Ball set up by the Lancers over to number 21. It drops on Neshannock's side, so point for the Wolverines. Serving for the Wolverines will be number 2, junior Angelina Retruti. Serve comes in, nice shot. Fortunately goes out of bounds, and we're tied once again. So good quality matchup here. Sees it 23 apiece for both teams so far in this one. Served by number 2, Retruti. Comes into play. Tapped over. They're going to say it was in. Wow. We'll have to go to replay to look at that one, but they're going to say it dropped. So they're going to say point for Neshannock. I don't know about that one. We'll have to look at the replay on that one. Comes right to the net. It drops. Nope, still good. Set up by Retruti over to Nardone, who taps it over. Tipped right back by McCown. Goes out of bounds. Point Ellwood. So 24 apiece. A very, very good quality first set here by the Wolverines and the Neshannock Lancers. Serve comes in by Reisinger. It drops right in front of the net. Spiked home by McCown. Woo. So they're going to say a good quality hit by the Wolverines, McCown. And they just gave a yellow card to Neshannock Lancers player, because the players are not allowed to make any comments or any concerns to the officials. So yellow card for the Lancers. And they're going to call a double touch by number 8, Zoe Vitale. And that is point for Ellwood City. And a crazy start for this one. So Varsity Volleyball from Lincoln High School, Big Jim. First set goes in favor of Ellwood City, 26-24. We'll take a quick timeout, bring you second set action here. Yellow card for the Neshannock Lancers. Okay, folks, coming back here to second set action. As officials making a little check here, a couple things over at the scorer's table. That first set was a good one by both teams. We saw some really good serving by Ellwood City. We saw some really good serving by Neshannock, and it pays off. And it set up a really good first set, 26-24. Your Wolverines pull away with a crazy ending to that set. An unfortunate play that did look like it was hit home. The Neshannock Lancers were arguing that the player, when she spiked, McCown, went and hit the net, but the officials did say it counted. And unfortunately, as a player, you cannot argue or talk to the official. So the Neshannock Lancers were given a yellow card. Now, I'm not really sure how that one works. We'll have to look that one up a little bit. That's a little bit new to me. I'm assuming it's 2 yellows and you may be ejected or something along those lines. But nonetheless, the net falling point fell for the Wolverines as a double touch by Neshannock as they win the first set 26-24. Officials are going to check to make sure that rosters are correct on both sides. All right. Couple changes here, and we're ready to go. Serving for the Neshannock Lancers will be sophomore number 3, Erin Noga. Starts off the second set for Neshannock Lancers. Off to Nardone, goes over to McCown, leaving off from that first set. Haggerty gets it over, set up for Vedica. Over to Nardone, who sets up McCown. Strike goes home for McCown. And it's an early 1-0 lead for the Wolverines. Serving will be number 14 for the Wolverines, junior Angelina Nardone. Nardone with the serve. Setup comes over to the Lancers, number 8. Good dig there by Reisiger. Off to Ionelli, who taps it over. Out of... Yep, they're going to say it went outside of the post on the net, and the point will go to the Wolverines, 2-0. So better start here already for the Wolverines, second set. Up 1-0. Good serve there by Nardone. Hit over by number 9. Set up for Barnett, back to Nardone. She'll hit it. Good shot there in the corner, tapped over, set up by Vedica over to Nardone. Nardone sets up McCown, who spikes it home, comes flying in, and it's 3-0 Wolverines. So some good set plays here by the Wolverines. Serving is number 14, Nardone. Ball drops in. Point for the Wolverines, and all of a sudden it's 4-0. Serve once again by Nardone. Looks like it may have gone out of bounds. Goes through the roster, or through the roster, through the benches. And it's 5-0 and a timeout for Neshannock Lancers. 5-0, second set. Wolverines will take a timeout. Okay, coming out of the timeout, Wolverines up 5-0. Second set. Serving once again for the Wolverines is number 14, Nardone. Serve comes in, good quality serve. Sets up number 8. Comes back to Reisinger. Reisinger sets up Nardone. It comes over to Ionelli. Ionelli spikes it home, does come back over. McCown taps it over. And it's 6-0 Wolverines. Nardone once again with the serve. Comes into the left side, and it drops. 7-0 Wolverines. You're going to see a rotation here by Neshannock. Coming out is number 7. Coming in is number 1, Caddy DiMuccio. So a good string of serves here to start this set by Nardone. 6 straight points. Another good quality serve. Neshannock does get it back over. Set up for Barnett. Back to Nardone. Spikes it home. Setting up number 9. Hits the rafter. It falls. And that's a point for the Wolverines. 8-0. Second set, Wolverines. Served by Nardone once again. Good quality serve. Set up for number 4. Back to number 9. Over to Reisinger. Up to Nardone, who sets up Ionelli. Hits it. Good strike by Ionelli. Hits the rafters. Comes straight down. And unfortunately, it drops again. 9-0. Wolverines. Coming out is number 1. Back in is number 7. Julia German. Do apologize for the names. Nardone comes in with the serve. Good quality hit. Shank does get over to Reisinger. Back to Nardone. This is the same narrative. Over to Ionelli. Good quality hit by Ionelli. Out of bounds. And it's 10-0. Wolverines. Just getting point after point for the Wolverines. Nardone to serve. Good quality serve. Unfortunately, out of bounds. And that breaks a good quality streak there of 9 straight points by the serve with 1 extra. And it's now 10-1. Serving is Neshannock. Set up by Reisinger. Over to Nardone. Over to McCown. Spike comes back home to Ionelli. To Vetica. Reisinger gets it over. Set up by Neshannock. Good tip. An unfortunate play by Barnett, and it drops 10-2. Serving for Neshannock is number 6, Madison DiMatteo. Serve comes in. Good setup by Vetica. Nardone. Ionelli. Good strike. Goes out of bounds. Point for Ellwood. 11-2. Now serving is senior, number 22, Danielle McCown. Good serve. Good set up by Barnett to Retrudy. Back over to Barnett, taps it over. Comes over to Neshannock, number 10, out of bounds. Point for the Wolverines. Good attempt there by number 10, Maya Mrazek, but unfortunately just out of bounds. Serving once again is number 22, senior Danielle McCown. Serve comes in. Good quality serve. Bad hits. But Neshannock does get it over. Set up for Nardone. Back to Barnett. Back to Nardone. Spikes it back to the wall. And it unfortunately drops for Neshannock. So 12-3 now. Subbing back in is number 1, Katie DiMuccio. Serving now is number 4, Haggerty. Good set up by Barnett. Nardone taps it over. Tapped by number 10, Angelina. Retrudy taps the ball back over, and point goes to the Wolverines, now 13-3. Serving is number 20, Jenna Vetica for the Wolverines. Up 10 points, second set. Serve comes in. Comes over to number 10, who spikes. It does hit the wall, and it goes out of bounds, so point Neshannock. Number 10, Maya Mrazek. Served by Neshannock. Set up by Nardone, over to McCown. Spikes it home, just out of bounds. Point Neshannock, 13-5. So a couple points here for Neshannock. Kind of closes that gap just a little bit. Set up over to Reisinger. Reisinger taps this one home. Good play by Neshannock, setting up number 1. Reisinger. Nardone taps it over. Setting up is number 1 once again. And unfortunately, McCown hits it out of bounds. A couple points in a row now for Neshannock, and it's 13-6. Serving is Neshannock to Vedica, to Nardone, over to Reisinger. Taps it home. Tapped over, Vedica, Nardone, Reisinger. Strike goes home this time, and it falls 14-6, Ellwood. Serving is number 23, senior Maria Iannelli. Serve comes in, good quality serve, backspin. Iannelli with the dig, Vedica with the save, over by McCown. Good play by the Wolverines, setting it up. Again, Iannelli, Nardone taps it over. And they're going to say point for Neshannock. They're going to say it was a carry. So 15-6. So they're going to say a carry by Neshannock Lancers. Serve comes in by number 23, Iannelli. Good serve once again. Set up for number 1 to McCown. Nardone over to Reisinger. Taps it home. Reisinger once again with a good kill. It's now 16-6. Second set, Wolverines are up 1-0 so far. Really good matchup here by the Wolverines and the Neshannock Lancers. Iannelli with the serve, drops in. Set up for number 10, Vedica. Taps it over. Reisinger's back to the Lancers. Back over to number 1 who tap it over, Vedica. For Nardone. Setting up McCown. Strike comes home. Back to Iannelli. To Nardone. Setting up for Trudy, and unfortunately comes right back at her, and it drops 16-7 now. Serving now for the Lancers is number 9, Alexa Vitale. Serve comes into Vedica, and it goes out of bounds. Point Neshannock, 16-8. Serve comes in, set up by McCown to Nardone. Over to Reisinger, who spikes it home for a good kill once again. 17-8 Wolverines. Serving now is number 2, Angelina Retruti, junior for the Wolverines, number 2. Serve comes in, good serve. Set up by the Lancers to number 6, who taps it over. Noble, back to Vedica, over to Nardone, over to McCown, who spikes it home, hits off the wall, and it's a point Wolverines, 18-8. Trudy serving for the Wolverines, up 18-8. Over number 6, right back at her. Does set it back up. Iannelli to Nardone, off to McCown, and it drops for McCown. 19-8 Wolverines. Ricciuti serving for the Wolverines. Serve comes in. Good dig by Vedica. Ball goes out by number 1, Katie DiMuccio. The Wolverines up 20-8. Second set. Wolverines looking to go up 2-0 on sets. Ricciuti to serve. Serve comes in. Good serve by Ricciuti. Sets up Nardone, who sets up Noble, who taps it over, and it drops. Number 12, Claire Noble, gets it home. And it's 21-8. Wolverines. Point after point after point. Looking very good for the Wolverines so far. Serving now is Ricciuti. Serve comes in. Over number 1, DiMuccio. And unfortunately off of Ricciuti. Finally a point for Neshannock Lancers, 21-9. Some substitutions here by both teams. Serving now is the Neshannock Lancers. Serve comes in, set up for Ricciuti, over to Nardone. Does get it over is McCown. And unfortunately the spike does hit the wall and then net. It drops for Neshannock, number 6, Madison DiMatteo, 21-10. Serve once again by number 7, Julia Germon. Serve comes in to Vedica. Over to Nardone, who sets up McCown, swinging in at the net. Iannelli. Nardone setting up Noble. Spikes it home. Right back to Noble. Oh, and she just missed it. Just missed it. So point Neshannock, 21-11. Serve once again to Neshannock. Set up by Iannelli to Nardone. Over to McCown, who spikes it home for the point. McCown has been the go-to girl tonight. Between Danielle McCown and Brianna Reisinger, both of them hitting some spikes home for the Wolverines as they have doubled up Neshannock. Just 3 points away from the set. Claire Noble, number 12, serving for the Wolverines. Serve comes in to number 4, Haggerty. Good dig by number 2, Angelina Ricciuti. Good attempt by Claire Noble. And unfortunately, Neshannock does get the point, 22-12. We saw Haggerty in the JV group. So that was a good dig there by number 2. But unfortunately, point will go to Neshannock. Serve comes in. They're going to say out of bounds. Point to Wolverines, 23-12. Wolverines just 2 points away here. Serving is number 14, Nardone. Good set up by the Lancers. Nardone hits it. Set up by McCown. Coming up is Nardone, who taps it over into the corner. Comes back to the Lancers. Nardone with the dig. Unfortunately, not a good enough reach by Iannelli, and she knows it. 23-13. Good attempt, though, by Iannelli. Wolverines will just look to get a couple more points here and move on to this third set. 10-point lead. Set up by Vedica. It goes out of bounds, so another point for Neshannock, 23-14. Since that 10-0 start, the points are 14-13 Neshannock. Serve comes in. Good set up by Vedica. Iannelli over to Nardone. And they're going to say net play by Neshannock. Point to Ellwood, and it's 24-14. Ellwood serving for the set. Senior number 22, McCown, serving. Comes in right down the middle. Setting up his number 9. It goes out of bounds. And there you have it. Ellwood City wins the second set. 25-14. We'll take a short little break and we'll bring you set number 3 from Lincoln High School Big Gym. 2-0 Ellwood City Wolverines. All right, folks, welcome back. It's 2-0 Ellwood City so far in this match. Wolverines won the first set 26-24, followed by a 25-14 second set. That second set was greatly won off of the beginning serve by Nardone, who rallied off 9 straight points after the Wolverines got the serve to take a 10-0 lead. And they finish off the Neshannock Lancers 15-14 after that. So we're looking for a third set. Neshannock has to win out, while the Wolverines are just 1 set away from the victory. Serving is number 14, Nardone again. Serve does come in, hits the rafters, comes right back to number 7, and the early point goes to the Wolverines. Nardone's serve percentage of points is off the charts tonight. Some really good action by Nardone. And another point for the Wolverines, just talking about it. 2-0 start this third set. Nardone once again. Serve comes in, good quality serve. Kept it in, was Haggerty over number 9. Nardone sets up Iannelli, hits it home, but unfortunately just out of bounds, and it's 2-1. So number 9 with the good setup there, Alexa Vitale. Serving is number 3, Erin Noga. She hits the net. Point goes to the Wolverines, 3-1. Third set, 2-0 Wolverines. Serving now is senior number 22, Danielle McCown. Serve comes in, good quality serve. Set up by Nardone over to Barnett, back to McCown, who spikes it home. Good hit at the net, comes back over to Retrudy. Iannelli, Nardone, setting up Iannelli, Barnett. Mixture there. Back over by the Lancers, Barnett, Retrudy, back to Nardone, who hits it home, and it drops. Good quality hit by number 14, Angelina Nardone. Good whereabouts there to hit that left side. It's now 4-1 Wolverines. Count serving for the Wolverines once again, number 22. Serve comes in a little hot for Vitale to handle, and it drops, and it's now 5-1 Wolverines. You can tell that the Lancers are a little bit frustrated here still from that first set call. Ever since that first set call, things have kind of leaned towards the Wolverines. That's what usually happens with these matches where frustrations kind of go to one side. Serving is number 22, McCown. Serve comes in. Good quality serve right back to the Wolverines. Iannelli, who taps it home, and it drops. Once again, good whereabouts for the Wolverines, positioning left, right, down the line. And it's 6-1 Wolverines, third set. Serving is McCown once again. Jump serve this time. Shouldn't have done it. As the point goes back over, she's kind of smiling a little bit. Point goes back over to Neshannock, 6-2. Serving now for Neshannock is number 6, Madison DiMatteo. She's been doing most of the serving here. And just like that, it goes right back to the Wolverines, 7-2. So now serving for the Wolverines is number 20, Jenna Vedica. Serve comes in, nice arcing serve. Set up for number 10. Vedica gets the dig, set up by Nardone, taps it over. Back over to Neshannock's side, and it doesn't make it over, out of bounds. Point to the Wolverines, 8-2. So Vedica making some nice plays on that back line, getting a couple digs here and there. Served by number 20 once again, Vedica. Ball goes over to number 8, who taps it over. Reisinger sets it up for Nardone, who sets up Iannelli, and it drops. Point Wolverines. Some confusion there on that back line for the Lancers. It's now 9-2 Wolverines. Starting to pull away from the Lancers. Vedica serving once again. Drop it right in at the net. Lancers do get it. Nope. Check that. Haggerty unfortunately missed it. Point goes to the Wolverines, 10-2. And there's your timeout. Wolverines up 2-0. And up 10-2 in the set. We'll take a timeout. Okay, back to the action, folks. Your Wolverines up 2-0, serving 10-2. It is number 20, Jenna Vedica for the Wolverines. Serve comes in, nice. Arcing serve, or set. Comes back to Nardone, strikes it home. Comes back to the Lancers, setting up number 10 with that swinging arm. Back to it again, and it finally drops. 10-3, number 10, Maya Mrazek. Kind of been the feature for the Lancers. She's got like a little bit of a club arm where she swings over. Nice arcing swing by her arm. And it's now 10-3. Vedica with the dig set up. Tapped over by Nardone. Comes back to the Lancers. Vedica once again. Setting up Nardone over to McCown, who sets it up. Strikes it home. Back to Haggerty, number 4. And the ball does drop in. And it's now 10-4. So a couple of points here in a row. Lancers faithful, kind of holding on to that last little bit here. Number 4, Haggerty, serving. Serve goes to Vedica. Sorry, Ionelli, then to Vedica, then Nardone. Nardone taps it over. Setup goes to number 10 with that swinging strike on Mrazek, and it drops 10-5. Serve goes to number 4, Marianne Haggerty. To Ionelli, to Nardone, who's setting up Reisinger, who will tap it off the wall. Good dig by Vedica. To Nardone. Deep set by Haggerty. McCown, Nardone over to Reisinger, who strikes it home for the kill. And it's now 11-5. Serving now is number 23, Maria Ionelli. Serve comes in, nice arcing serve, almost drops. Clubbed by number 10. Vedica unfortunately reaches out, can't get it over. Point for Neshannock, 11-6. Neshannock holding on just by a little bit of a thread here. If they need a couple points here in a row to get any hope. Nardone setting up. Reisinger, it drops. Reisinger once again, and it's now 12-6, Wolverines. Angelina Ricciuti going for the set, pumping her arms like, let's go. Ricciuti with the serve. Serve comes in, nice hot serve. Set up for number 21, comes right back to the wall. Tapped over by number 10, Mrazek. Nardone setting up Reisinger, taps it home, and it drops. So 2 straight points by Brianna Reisinger. And it's now 13-6 Wolverines. Serving once again is number 2, Ricciuti. Serve comes in. Ball will drop at the net, and the point will go to the Wolverines, 14-6. So it looks like the Wolverines back on track here, getting a couple points in a row. Serve comes in by Ricciuti. Almost drops. Hit by 21 over the wall. Good play there by number 21, Addie Watts. She's hit into that wall a couple times. Realized that time, let's just hit it over top. And it drops. Serving now for the Lancers, number 9, Vitale. Serve comes in. Set up by Ionelli. Nardone to McCown off the wall, and it drops. 15-7. McCown and Reisinger back at it for the Wolverines. Serving now is number 7, Reisinger. Serve comes in. Set up for number 6. Good dig by Barnett. Tapped over by Nardone. What a great shot by Nardone. What an arc. Right over her back. Taps it over. Drops. 16-7. Serve once again by number 7, Reisinger. Serve comes in. Drops. Lancer set it up once again. Too deep by number 6, Madison DiMatteo. Point Wolverines, 17-7. As it looks like the Wolverines are starting to pull away just a little bit from the Lancers. Serve by Reisinger, comes in. Right at the wall, it falls. Point for the Wolverines. 18-7. Substitution for the Wolverines. Coming in is number 12, Claire Noble. Noble will take over for number 8, Callie Barnett. And a timeout, Neshannock. 18-7, third set. Wolverines up 2-0 so far. We'll take a timeout. Okay, coming out of timeout, Wolverines up 18-7, 2-0 in sets. And Reisinger serving for the Wolverines. Serve comes in, nice quality serve once again by Reisinger. Comes back to the dig by number 20. Vedika does get over and it drops. Hey, it works. Vedika puts her arms up like, oh well. It drops, it's 19-7. Serving once again is Reisinger. Serve coming in. Too far by Lancers. Point for the Wolverines, 20-7. Reisinger to serve. Serve comes in. Nice quality serve. Back line. Setting up for number 6. Taps it over. Vedika. Nardone setting up. Noble strikes it a little too high of an arc. Point for Neshannock, 20-8. So a little hope here for Neshannock. Is there a rotation? Coming out is number 24. Jenna Gleese. Come back in is number 4. Marianne Haggerty. Serve comes in. Nardone setting up McCown. She spikes it home. It's almost a given, folks, that that's going to either hit the court or it's going to hit someone. It's almost a guarantee. Point for the Wolverines, 21-8. Wolverines just 4 points away from staring 6-0 and a clear lead of first place in the MAC Conference. Serve comes in by Nardone, hits that back line, kind of fumbling. Neshannock does get it over, and a good quality strike there by number 8, Zoe Vitale. It drops, and it's 21-9. Serve coming in by the Lancers over to Nardone, setting up McCown. She strikes it, hits the rafters, comes backwards, and it drops. So 22-9. That hot strike by McCown is hard to handle. It's good striking by McCown. It's 22-9. McCown will serve. Serve comes in. Nice quality serve. Comes right over. Tipped over by number, I think it was number 4. Yep. Tapped over by Haggerty. Point goes to Neshannock, 22-10. Serve comes in. McCown. Nardone over to Ionelli, who hits it. Good hit. Back corner. Sets up Haggerty, who barely gets it over Retrudy. Nardone back to Ionelli, who spikes it home. It drops. 23-10. Wolverines just 2 points away. The Wolverine bench starting to kind of celebrate here a little bit, knowing that they're just 2 points away from a victory. Noble serving. Setup comes back. Set up by Reisinger. Nardone to Ionelli. Spikes it home just a little bit far. Point Neshannock, 23-11. Couple rotations here. Coming back in is number 21, Addie Watts. Serve is going to be by number 4, Haggerty. Serve comes in. Catches Vedika off guard. Nardone. Over to McCown. Reisinger. Unfortunately does not make it over. It's 23-12. So a couple points here by Neshannock. They're going to need a lot to get back in this one. McCown, Nardone hits it, comes back to Vedika. Back over by Nardone, does make it over. Comes back to the Wolverines, Vedika. Nardone sets up Reisinger, off the wall. Good rally here by both teams. Good attempt by Nardone. It does drop, so another point in Neshannock, 23-13. Good rally by both teams. Serve comes in, Vedika, Reisinger taps it over. Comes back to number 10, it drops. And all of a sudden, Neshannock getting a couple points in a row. It's 23-14. They're going to need more, but you got to start somewhere. And they're doing it. Wolverines faithful, just like get this one over with. Serve comes in by Haggerty, too deep, and they may have just gotten their wish. Set and match point for the Wolverines. As they're up 24-14, they know just one drop on the Neshannock side, and his match is over. Ionelli with the serve, back line, set up by the Lancers. Number 21 gets it over. Ionelli to Nardone, setting up Reisinger. Oh, hits it into the net. 24-15 now. Serving is Neshannock. Neshannock's serve comes in. Nice arc off of Ionelli, off of Nardone, over to McCown, and she misses it. So a little sloppy play here by the Wolverines to close out this third set. You can tell it's a little bit warm in here, so a couple of players are getting a little tired. 24-16. Nice arc, Ionelli, Nardone, to Reisinger. Good hit by the Lancers to save the point. Back to Vedica, Nardone, setting up Reisinger one more time. Off the wall, it gets it over. Vedica, Nardone, I'm going to call Reisinger. It gets over by Neshannock. Reisinger, Nardone, taps it over, and it drops. Good play by number 14, Angelina Nardone. It drops. So Ellwood wins the set 25-16. They win both matches today. The junior varsity won their match 2-1 in dramatic fashion. They've improved to 4-2, and your varsity team, your Lady Wolverines, improved to 6-0. So the Wolverines undefeated still. I've been your host, Brad Windhorst. We'll be coming live. I believe our next stream will be Wednesday night, as the middle school football team will play host to, I believe, Shenango at 6 p.m. You can catch us there, as well as our website at www.ecwolverines.com. I've been your host, Brad Windhorst. And your final score, Wolverines 3-0, as they improve to 6-0, while Neshannock falls to 4-2. Again, final score, 3-0 Wolverines from Lincoln High School Big Gym. I've been your host, Brad Windhorst. And as always, go blue.